Story and writing. Edgar Wright's The Running Man returns to the source material and stays far closer to Stephen King's novel than the 1987 film of the same name. The main premise is that in a near-future society, The Running Man is the top-rated show on television, a deadly competition where contestants, known as runners, must survive 30 days while being hunted by professional assassins, with every move broadcasted to a bloodthirsty public and each day bringing a greater cash reward. Desperate to save his sick daughter, working-class Ben Richards, played by Glen Powell, is convinced by the show's charming but ruthless producer, Killian, played by Josh Brolin, to enter the game as a last resort. But Ben's defiance, instincts, and grit turn him into an unexpected fan favorite and a threat to the entire system. As ratings skyrocket, so does the danger, and Ben must outwit not just the hunters, but a nation addicted to watching him fall. I, much like the audience within the world of The Running Man, was most engaged and entertained whenever Ben was on the move, being chased, and forced to think quickly in order to get away and to live to see another day. Tonally, the film falters in that it is inconsistent when it moves away from the national draw that is the main premise of The Running Man. Another area that the film struggles a bit with is within the writing and dialogue of the film's main characters. The movie relies on heavy-handed monologues with characters that we aren't fully invested with, attempting to relay the dangers of media exploitation, AI deepfakes, and economic inequalities. All valid concerns, yes, but as presented here, it's without much weight or consequence. Perhaps this could also be attributed to the film's setting, that is a generic modern sci-fi dystopian that doesn't quite tread new ground. Performance and characters. As the leading man of this film, Glen Powell's performance as Ben Richards is serviceable. While it's not Oscar or Emmy-worthy, he continues to demonstrate a keen ability to bring that charismatic Glen Powell charm to this film. I found his semi-serious and comedic characters to usually always be entertaining, and he continues that in this film when the script and writing calls for it. Ben's motivations in this film are personal. Despite having limited screen time with his family, that is the main driving force behind his need to earn money and return home. Coleman Domingo as the host and Josh Brolin as the producer of the Running Man TV show are both okay. The script doesn't add much to either one of their characters aside from their titles, as we don't know much about either one of them by the time the film ends. Yes, Coleman does a great job as portraying an upbeat, over-the-top host that is absolutely tuned into what makes higher ratings, but Josh Brolin's character, I feel, could have been played by anyone else as the character was portrayed in this film. Many of the other side characters that you see in the trailer follow the same fates, as they are merely in the story to push Ben from one set piece to another, and often to the film's detriment, as more screen time on them meant less screen time for Glen Powell. Direction and cinematography. Edgar Wright, the director of this film, excels at laying the groundwork for the Running Man TV show. While much of this credit can be placed at the feet of its premise and Stephen King's original novel, Wright nonetheless presents the deadly game show in a way that is serviceable without being memorable. Much of the advertising in this film promised an action-fun thrill ride, but the movie doesn't have many standout action moments or creative set pieces. Wright clearly wanted to critique society, as the novel did, but his reliance outside of visual storytelling limited its impact, and thus his bigger messages on the big screen fall a bit flat. Final thoughts. In the end, The Running Man has all the ingredients of a thrilling dystopian action movie, and while Glen Powell does a lot of heavy lifting to elevate the script, the world building, side characters, tone, and pacing unfortunately brought the experience down a few notches for me. So should you go out to see The Running Man in theaters? For me, I'd say that you can probably wait on this one and enjoy it once it hits streaming. Until next time, this has been Film Sense with Brian. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment below to let me know what your thoughts are on The Running Man.